I have a construction update for you guys today, and it's amazing. I have the juiciest thing I could possibly present to you in this video, and I'm so excited for when we get to that part. But first, guys, by the way, if you've noticed, I mispronounce words all the time sometimes, but right there was the camera for Alpen Fury. But let's get right into that. We'll talk about that in a second. This is an in-person shot of the Icewinder roll, and like I said, it always looks better in person versus the drone. So if you've had the luxury of going to Canada's Wonderland today and checking out the Icewinder roll and just Alpen Fury in all its glory, you obviously got to see that Alpen Fury looks amazing. And this element is absolutely insane. It's going to pack so many forces. Everything on this ride is going to pack so many forces. Torquing has made so much progress on Alpen Fury. In fact, there are hardly any sections left that aren't untorqued on Alpen Fury. So definitely very quick work finishing up all the torquing on Alpen Fury. Oh my god, I said that word so much. I'm so sorry, but it's gonna be a common word over the next couple of weeks. So as you can tell, a lot more torquing has been done than previously shown in the last week's park update. And we are down to just the stall. The stall is remaining. The supports did not come in today, which is a little shocking because I was very much so expecting them in today. So hopefully we see them tomorrow. I don't know what would have caused that delay, but we should be getting supports very, very soon to start the stall. So it's definitely going to be a process. But hopefully we start seeing those supports show up because we need this stall completed desperately, very desperately, especially if we're having a late spring opening by mid-June. Otherwise, we're looking at an early summer opening, but that's okay. By the way, I have an update about the event that you guys are going to be really excited about. I'm going to release full details any day now. We are just finalizing some details from Canada's Wonderland, but Canada's Wonderland has whipped up quite the package for you guys on our May 29th big day. So there's quite the awesome package that you guys are going to get to experience if you're coming on that big day. So I'm very excited to share that information very shortly, but think winter chill out. But with that being said, in the Skyflyer area, you can tell that they're going to carve out an area that looks like you'll be able to walk underneath this element. So that's exciting. So it looks like you're going to be able to at least get a lot closer by the looks of it, maybe not underneath it, but there's definitely signs of them carrying out that path towards the Skyflyer loop, and they'll probably even have that skeleton stage underneath there maybe for the Halloween Haunt and Winterfest show. So that's probably the route they're taking for that. But who knows? That's so far down the road. We'll have to wait to see what that is. So obviously, along the route of Alpen Fury, there is still some torquing remaining to do, especially on the double inverted top hat. So this is that camera. So this is where that on-ride photo will take place. There's that little hold bar where the sensor for the photo will go. And that little electrical bar coming up on that footing will be the camera equipment, is my assumption. A new curb has gone in where the brickwork will lead down into International Showplace. So that's awesome. And then here is the double inverted top hat. So definitely a lot more work has happened on here. A lot less missing bolts. The patchwork on the mountain has taken place. So there you can see Rockscapes patching up all that open holes. So hopefully, I think this is one of just a couple holes remaining left to be patched. Hopefully we see that patched up. But here is just one of those things. They are starting the torquing on that, as you can see. So that one should be fully complete very shortly. And the problem one, the one that had a pretty big gap, has been spacer plated and ready to go. I wanted to show you guys what's called a footing cap. Essentially, they go in and they just finish off that space in between the original footing and the support column. They have made major progress throughout the coaster in terms of getting that complete. So when you look at Alpen Fury's double inverted top hat, there is still some torquing left to do, but again, they got a majority of it done, especially the problem area. Rockscapes is doing an amazing job along the coaster's route in Alpenfest with its theming. We're getting close to that really exciting news, guys, on Alpen Fury that I have to show you. But as you can see, in there is the PLC room of the ride, essentially the brain of the ride. Also installed is the sprinkler system throughout the ride, as well as the ride's plumbing. So the electrical and the plumbing, essentially for the most part, is complete on Alpen Fury. Obviously, there's still some fine tuning to still do, but as well as that, the brake run is fully connected, and you're going to see something really exciting in just a bit. Here is an electrical line that they laid down. This is essentially where the queue line is going to go. Well, a portion of the queue line, not the full queue line, but a portion. And outside of that, the queue line is essentially going to be mostly held underneath the actual station structure. They got a lot of roofing done to the point where they were starting to lay down tiles on the actual in-park side, not the fly side, but the in-park Alpenfest side of the station roof. They were starting to do some tile work there by the end of the day. The tilting platform has arrived for Alpen Fury as well, and part of it was up in the station and part of it was down there on the ground. Here is that new little hole next to the mountain. Now that it's not seen from the drone, it is a lot smaller in person, so I don't know what that could possibly be. It doesn't look like it's tall enough to fit a human being, but yeah, nonetheless, as you can see, the cable management system has been installed on Alpen Fury. The compressed air tank has also been installed on Alpen Fury, but no sign of the actual op panel inside the op booth, but the concrete has been poured. This is where I think a sign is going to be for Alpen Fury. That is a cast for concrete, so I have a feeling that's going to be a sign for Alpen Fury. But we'll have to wait and see. There's also, like, this building right here looks like it could possibly be a stage, maybe for a DJ. I don't know what it could possibly be. It's a little weird. Probably maybe a DJ for Alpen Fury when they first open. I don't know. I have no idea what it could be. Maybe who knows? We'll have to wait and see. It's definitely a stage, maybe for, you know, just a generic stage to use for Halloween Haunt and Winterfest included in the area. The launch is obviously fully connected. Again, some exciting news coming very shortly. You'll see it in this video. But yeah, the cable management is essentially done. Parts of the ride are still wrapped because they're obviously working there and they don't want dust to get into some of these sensitive parts of the ride. Rockscapes was working heavily on the footings in the Alpenfest area. A lot of theming has been, well, a lot's a little overstatement, but some theming has been added to these buildings. That will be the queue line entrance right there in that building, and then it'll head on into the actual station structure on the lowest level. Here you can see Rockworks' theming in there. It is dark in there. I have a feeling some of the tunnel is up. I'm not quite sure if all of it's up. I'm hearing that all of it isn't up. So we'll have to wait and see. But you can definitely tell it's a lot darker in there than it used to be. The clearance envelope is still at the entrance to the tunnel. Hopefully we'll see that start to progress in. As you can see there, the op booth is that higher section there. It isn't enclosed at all, but they got the little fencing in to protect the workers. So definitely the concrete is poured and they're able to start working up there. Outside of that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else connected to here that needs to be but the plumbing is installed on the ride. You can see the electrical lines run underneath the platforms there, the catwalks. Most of the brickwork is done in the area. The theming for this building is essentially mostly done. The interior of this building still has a lot of work left to do. The clock and the little rotating Swiss clock from the olden days has not been installed yet. But can't wait to see what that ends up looking like. I hope it doesn't look like exactly like the original. I would like to see like a little modern take on the original. But as you can see there, you can see that little concrete on the ground. That's leading into it looks like 3 entranceways in the building. But yeah. So that's where that clock will go. But as you can see there's those 3 archways that you can see in the building. I think obviously one's fast lane, maybe like the regular line, and the I forget what it's called. The other line that boarding pass line. All right, here's the exciting news. Sorry, I like zoned out there for a second. As you can see, there is a key in this box, and there is a guy up there programming the brake run. So he's essentially up there. He's got his keys in there. That means there's power to the ride, and you can see him here. He's communicating on a speaker to the guy in the PLC room, and they were testing the plates that rise and lower to hold the train in place. So obviously programming has started on Alpen Fury. That is a really good sign. That helps with the case that once they're done vertical, that they can just start running Alpen Fury and commissioning her and getting her ready. So definitely super excited. This was great to catch on the camera. I wasn't quite sure what he was doing at first, but then I noticed the keys in the actual box. And then him on the radio and programming, and then looking down at the plates rising and lowering. So definitely very good news, and I can't wait to see what else they start testing over the coming days. We'll maybe start to see them start to turn on the power to the ride, and it be a lot more visible to the naked eye. Anyways, with that being said, carrying on. Alrighty, so with all that being said, I'm super excited. I can't wait to announce the details for you guys on our event. We do have 2 dates that we are pretty much sold on. We'll get final confirmation hopefully tomorrow. We're just waiting on Wonderland to get city confirmation on one portion of the event for LRT, since the park will be closed at 10 p.m. During our event. So we just need to make sure that we're able to get that clearance for something for Alpen Fury. Outside that, that's all we're waiting on. Once we get that, I have all the details ready to go. I think Winter Chill Out Wonderland has really outdone themselves with changing a specific section of our event. You guys are going to love this. It is never been done before at an enthusiast event at Canada's Wonderland. So just let me say that. It has never been done before at an enthusiast event at Canada's Wonderland. So I'm very excited to get all the details out for you guys, and then we'll release a few more tickets and start for those of you that can't go, we'll try and sell the tickets. And for every ticket sold, I will start refunding people that can't make the new dates as best as I can. I have a feeling we should be able to refund everyone based off of simple math. I'm at 12 people who have reached out to me that absolutely can't make a new date. So that will be very easy to fill in because my waiting list of people is higher than that. So I have a feeling that I'll be able to refund everyone that wants a refund. So don't worry. Don't stress. If you are stressing, I have a feeling I can't confirm. Obviously, I can't make promises that I don't know for sure I can keep. But what I'm telling you is don't panic. It looks like I'll be able to accommodate everyone. So don't worry. What I'm going to ask is once I release the tickets and the new dates and all that, give me about a week of doing it all out. Message me on Instagram if you can. For those of you that have been emailing me, message me on Instagram if you absolutely can't make the new dates. A little hint, they're going to be in July, second week around of July, the new date. So just keep that in mind. And but I will say this, I don't think you're going to want to miss this. It's going to be awesome. There are changes to the event, though. Not Alpen Fury related. Just there are changes to the event, and night versus day and stuff like that. So just stay tuned. But you're definitely going to like this. I promise. Thank you so much for watching today's construction update. Can't wait to see you guys in the park and be at the park this weekend for the fireworks show and just to see more of Alpen Fury begin its commissioning and programming and finishing off the theming. And hopefully we see some progress early next week with Alpen Fury's vertical construction. Anyways, thank you so much and have a good one, guys. Bye.